Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the First Among Equals podcast. I'm here with Rick, owner of RicRoks Tattoos. How you been today?
I've been good.
Yeah.
A little busy at the shop, but I'm here.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're here.
Cool, thank you.
So the reason why you're here is because I just think I've been watching you for a really long time, and you've been in the neighborhood forever.
Thank you.
I really feel like the work that you do, I just really like the work. I've checked out your IG page and all the work that you do as an artist, and I really enjoy your stuff.
Cool.
So I just wanted to have you on because I thought you were dope, and I thought you should be here.
Cool.
So how's it going?
Everything is great. Everything is cool. The shop is good. Just completed 10 years in November, this past November.
Congratulations.
10 years.
10 years.
And it was crazy because I was going to do something to
Commemorate.
celebrate my 10 years, but something told me not to.
Really?
Something told me not to, and 2 nights ago, I smoke a lot of weed all the time, so it takes me to different places. But I just came up with an idea on my 11th year, so I can't tell you about it yet.
Okay.
It's, it's going to be
A build-up?
little personal for myself, and it's going to be a big surprise for a lot of people, I think, coming on the 11th year.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
11 signifies a lot of things.
Exactly. So something told me to wait.
Absolutely.
And just that 1-1, just something about the 1-1, because I even see it on the time. Whenever I look at my time, I see 11:11. Whether it's AM or PM, I always watch those numbers. For some reason, they get thrown at me.
That's so funny because a lot of people talk about, actually 1-1 is I think a lot of people talk about seeing 1-1. I see 8 a lot.
Okay.
And that's actually my favorite number.
Is it because you're always no,
What?
8th. No.
Oh, yeah. So always
I know
going
we
to
gotta
that.
keep
No, we don't always, whatever.
No, okay.
Whatever. But yeah, so I guess what I really like about what you do is I like your aesthetic. I like the style that, your art and the way that you work. What brought you to open and create that whole environment?
A funny story behind that. When I opened up the tattoo shop, I didn't know how to tattoo at all. I was an apprentice when, let's say, about May 2008. So May, June, July, August, September, October 2008 is when I opened up the shop. So I was an apprentice only for 6 months.
Wow.
And out of those 6 months, I was only tattooing the last 2 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so...
What were you doing before that? Sorry.
You know what? Before that, I was a personal banker for WAMU/Chase.
Oh my gosh.
For 7 years of my life. So the last 3 years of my 7 with the bank is when I did both of them together. So I opened up the shop while I was still a personal banker at Chase.
Wow.
So I would do suit and tie during the day, and then turn into a tattoo artist at night.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So,
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I've been an artist since I was like 5-6 years old. I did about 15-20 years in the streets with graffiti through my graffiti life.
Okay.
And something just always didn't feel right working for corporate America. And so then one day I just decided to just jump ship. And my one of the things that I always said was jump inside the swimming pool not knowing if there's water or not.
Yeah.
If there's no water at all, you're gonna hit your head, come back out.
Yeah.
Try it again. You got to do something else to try to jump in again. But if there's water inside the swimming pool, keep on swimming.
Was the actual shop a long-term thing that you had thought about for a long time? Or
No, I
wild.
just became an apprentice in May.
No, I know, but even so, like if sometimes in the back of your mind, there's always that dream of like something you're gonna build and create.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing. But I think what inspired me too, that put everything together. I believe in stars being aligned together. That's what I believe in. But during my time at Washington Mutual and Chase, I used to heavily work with business customers. So I used to open up business accounts, business checking accounts, savings accounts, credit cards, business lines of credits, and business loans I used to do.
Wow.
So I had the chance to, within these 7 years, is talk to real customers who
Yeah.
are going through some real life situations of what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
So growing up, I've always paid attention to the little things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helped me out, because I dropped out of high school in 11th grade. So I never, that style of teaching in a school, I don't believe. So growing up, I've always gotten in trouble, and I've always gotten kicked out of schools.
Yeah.
So then that's why I just navigated on my own, you know.
That's what's up, though.
So I only pick at things throughout life that I know are interested for me and are going to benefit me some way, some shape.
Yeah. Yeah. It's street knowledge.
Yeah.
It's street smarts.
So you know how people go to school for 6 years, but in those 6 years, out of those 6 years, they're really only applying 1 year in their today's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
all that stuff didn't make sense to me.
No, I hear you. I feel like I was really good at bullshitting, and like, you know, I got the good grades and I did all that, but then on the side, I was always
On a
having a
mission.
good time on a mission. I was like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I always understood, kind of like you, but I always understood, at least from my mother, I didn't want to let my mom down. And I feel like for me, it was like, as long as I'm an honor roll, as long as I'm getting good grades, I feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
You can get away with anything, and everybody believes you. Even if you're like not really, you
Yeah.
know, on the
See,
straight and narrow all the time.
But check this out. You could do that. That's all fine and dandy. But what does that get you at the end of the day? Like,
I don't know.
It could be 50-50.
I came up because I think I am also super charismatic, and I think I got it.
Right,
but
but
I learned that. I learned street smarts.
But a lot of people play that role
yeah.
just to get away with something.
You're right, and that's
then
it.
nothing happens.
And they have nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I think for me, the same thing is like I didn't go back to college. I mean, I ended up getting a degree, but I didn't go back for years, like years, because I was so sick of it. I didn't like it. I didn't think that our westernized form of education. I thought it was bullshit too. It's all memorization. It's basically you're memorizing stuff to spit something out. And for me, like I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Like there's only very specific subjects like art or things that art history or history. I love history, but things that I could take away from it that I learned. But ultimately, I just learned how to bullshit really well.
Yeah.
And
You know what? It's
get away
funny.
with it.
You know, it's funny. We had a discussion last night. It was my granddaughter's birthday last night. We celebrated her 1 year on this earth. But after that, we went to my aunt's house, and I come from a family of educators, where there's principals, teachers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That must have been hard, dude.
no,
No?
because I didn't give a shit.
Okay. Well, if you don't zero
I didn't
fuck,
give a shit about
that's
anything,
true.
you know. So
That's
but-
also very freeing and liberating.
Until today, I still run the same way. I
That's
don't give a
great.
shit what people say about me, you know, and I just keep going. And if you throw some rocks at me, I'm gonna try to dodge. And if you hit me, I'll be
Stick
like,
and move,
damn,
stick and move.
Maybe I shouldn't be going through that path.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm gonna go the other way. But last night, we had a discussion with my family. One being my aunt and her son and her son's girlfriend. And, you know, we talk about you should go to school, and I'm thinking in my head, well, you shouldn't go to school, because and I'm gonna bring up the example of what was happening yesterday. My cousin's girlfriend wants to work with elephants.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, random. That's
Right?
interesting.
But-
Random.
but
I like that.
But you have to take all these classes that have nothing to do with,
With elephants.
touching an elephant.
Yep.
And then you got to take a few more courses that get taught by people who know about elephants but never touched an elephant. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get these big schools that just take your money,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna just teach you what you could probably learn on your own.
Yeah.
But
if you really want to do it, you just go.
Right,
You
but-
just go to Africa.
But
you just do it.
And that's what I was talking
Word.
about. The disconnection you get within the next 5 years
Or what they tell you.
is what they tell you.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're
what
not
they
really
tell
connecting,
you. And then you're learning to hear what other people tell you and believe instead of just doing it yourself. But yeah, we definitely don't
Mm-hmm.
teach kids how to be more, like just to push and do it and figure it out. Especially
Built-
nowadays.
And build relationships.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
it's all about for me.
Well, and you're right. And the disconnect now with that, which is having a phone and being able to text and being able to send an email and the distance between the ways that we create to distance ourselves from other people is really crazy.
And that's why when you invited me over here, I'm like, hell yeah. It has nothing to do with anything but talking face to face
Absolutely.
and building
Well,
a
and when you called me or when I called you, like we actually talked on the phone.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really admired that. I feel like there's a weird cutoff. I think it's like 33, 34, 35, where people want to still talk on the phone.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's this whole other generation of the millennials who don't like, they weird out on it.
But
like
don't
completely.
but don't get me wrong. If you call my phone right now and you listen to my voicemail, it says this is a texting only phone. Because everybody has my phone number, so everybody tries to call me, and sometimes it could be something that you could have said by text.
Yeah,
so now
that's a good point. But I feel like if you're gonna have a real conversation with someone you legitly care about, like, or a meaningful conversation,
something that means something.
I like text like, be there in 5 minutes. I'm downstairs. Call me back. You know, but if you're gonna have a whole like paragraph and shit on a text,
called me and
yeah, no, I feel you. It's a mess, dude. I feel like it's just us creating. That's crazy. Sorry, elephants.
Yeah.
So let's get back to that.
So then my bottom line was, I told her, I said, instead of going to school and disconnecting yourself for 5-6 years, and then on the 6th year, now you have to go build a relationship with somebody in Africa or Thailand or wherever you want to land at. Instead of doing
cut the middleman
out and tell your pop and mom, say, Mom, pay for me to be in Thailand for 2 years.
Have that experience.
And work with people who legitimately love touching elephants too, like you.
Yeah.
And who knows what that door's going to open, that door's going to open.
It's
amazing on how many doors open once you start building a relationship.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm about.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I did though, one time I did go to like a leadership thing, and what I did like about what this dude was saying, and it was about education and stuff. He said it's not. And I gave him that. That kind of convinced me to want to go back to school, because it was on my mind to want to go back to school, especially when you work in education. You technically should have a degree in education.
I'm not shooting down education.
No, I feel you.
Education.
No. All I'm saying is from this experience, he said, is the reason the guy was like, and I'm not saying it verbatim, but he was like, the reason why I hire these people that have gone to college and to school these years is because I know that they're willing and they're patient enough to do all the bullshit you have to do just to get to where you are.
Right.
And sometimes it's the proof. You know, you pay your dues.
Yeah.
Educationally, you're paying dues. Just like you pay dues if you're paying dues on the street, if you're paying dues hustling, if you're paying dues, however. I worked at a recording studio for a long time, but interning.
Okay.
When I went to recording school, I was going to be a recording engineer. And just like you said, you just have to meet people. It's not about really going to school. I mean, I went to music school, but at the end, it really was just about showing up and being there. Who's going to be there at 12 at night or 2 in the morning, you know, breaking down the setup or whatever. You know what I mean? So it is about paying your dues and about, in life, in any aspect that you're talking about.
And don't get me wrong. I tell everybody, don't get it twisted. Education is important. Schooling is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go into a little box and get taught something. You learn more outside of the box.
I agree.
All the time. You know?
I've always learned better that way.
Yeah.
And I think the best experience of my life has been understanding like the way that you operate with people and communicate with people. And I think that's a lot more, because when people box themselves up like that, then when they're really trying to like expand on their knowledge and whatever, they don't even know how to communicate with people. And that's what's happening now.
And I always use this as an example. I said, look at the zoo. They don't put the tigers with the elephants and the elephants with the lions and the alligators all mixed up. So why do they do that to us? We learn at different levels. We learn different speeds. We learn in a lot of different ways, right? But they tend to put us in there.
Yeah.
And look what happens to the animals who are in a box.
Yeah.
They become, there's a mental problem comes in, and then what happens under mental problems? All these other problems.
Absolutely.
And of course, that's the system that they want, because then they benefit.
Yeah, and they control. We're controlled, and it's fear-based.
Yeah.
We're afraid, and we don't really know what we're afraid of.
Exactly.
It's like understanding that we actually have the power as the people, and you know, we don't have enough of those conversations. But it's like what you're saying. It's like when you chain up a pity or whatever, and the pit's been on a chain that can only go so far. And then after a while, like after, let's say you have that pity chain for 5 years, once you take the chain off, that dog won't go any further.
He's not going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, because they're even afraid to step, because they already are used to that whole, in you know, that way of thinking.
So I always use that as an example for.
But to be honest, you're actually a really good example of, you know, like you said, if you don't finish school, but you're a hustler and you have the drive. A lot of people don't finish school but don't have the drive.
I went to, I think, I don't know how many high schools, maybe 7, 8 different high schools
Shit.
before I ended up dropping out.
Really?
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. It just
I feel okay, yeah, but I also feel like people fail us. So you just get disappointed over and over and over again. Like you keep trying, and then if you feel like, because I work with kids for a long time, and it's like kids know when people give up on them.
Yeah.
And when teachers have been in schools for too long and they're just burned out, they don't have time to like emotionally help a student or give that sort of attention that a student might need, just as support, not just being like because I used to have teachers that would kick kids out straight up, like in junior high and high school.
No patient, no nothing.
The student would come in and be like, "Oh no, get out of here! I don't even want you in here." And I'd be like, "Damn!" Or like maybe the kid is a smart ass, and they would just kick him out.
Yeah.
After a while, the student doesn't show up anymore. I wouldn't want to come back if somebody kept rejecting me over and over again.
My last years in high school and junior high, all my teachers, everybody knew me from LAUSD.
Yeah, I could see that.
So my teachers would tell me, Rick, just
Go sit in the
go
back.
sit in the corner.
Yep.
Let me do my job, and I'm gonna pass you every single grade. But let me do my job. Don't interrupt the other students.
Yeah.
Cool. So I just sit there and antsy.
Yeah.
Till finally I said, you know what? Like, what the hell? Why am I faking it to myself? I'm out of here.
And that's crazy because you had 1 year left.
Yeah. It just didn't matter to me because all my years, ever since first grade, I kid you not, people don't believe me, but this is real talk, and you could ask my mom.
Let's call her.
My mom was at every school at least 4 times a week. For 12 years. So then I start to think, now being 44 years old, which I'm 44 now, I start thinking, well, that was me saying like, I need something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me something else. But then you start thinking, well, damn, how many kids are there in this world? We can have a different package for you, a different package for...
We can, we just don't. We can.
But how do you identify all the Rics with all the...
No, I hear you. I mean, I've thought of that because there's Howard Gardner's different ways of learning. And I'm not saying it verbatim, but he believed that, students learn differently. So you are an auditory learner, you're a visual learner, you're a kinesthetic learner. So and of course, in the first I don't know, maybe 6 years, I want to say, 7 maybe.
What's going to be your
what's their thing?
Yeah.
And not that you have to peg them like, oh, you're an athlete, so you're only going to do athletic stuff. No, but you can base a lot of the learning on maybe they work out a lot more. And then they go and maybe they learn. Because kids will work better after they've worked out whatever creatively they are.
But then you got to get people who genuinely care about you as a student and say, okay, well, you know what, I'm identifying this wrong. No,
I hear you.
Go to this room. Even that's lost,
No, that's lost. But I'm saying instead of paying for all these administrators that are sitting at, all the unified school districts, just pushing papers, if we actually put in more administrators that were actually working with kids to assess and got paid well,
then it's a whole
if our teachers were paid better, but they were actually the ones assessing students for the first 6 years and said, these are the 3... Let's say it's like hip hop, the trifecta we were talking about it last week. But it's like, the 3 main things you like to do. Well, you're an artist, you're athletic, and you like science. Okay, well these are the 3 core things we're gonna give you opportunities to exercise those things, and then on the offset we're gonna show you we'll teach you math. But here and there sporadically throughout, and maybe applying curriculum that's geared towards these 3 things that they can learn through math through basketball or learn math through whatever. But that's another world.
Cool.
You know why? Because I've had this conversation when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was like, well, maybe I need to create curriculum that is basically talking about the Howard Gardner's, which is exactly what you're talking about.
And then I always thought, damn, I have to do something. I got to do something. But now I'm thinking like, all I got to do is just chill out and enjoy myself.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. And if I want to eat, then this is what I need to do to eat. But let me do my thing. And that's the way I believe now, And that's the way I raise my kids too.
Yeah.
Them being 26 and 22 now.
Wow.
They flow the same way. They went to college, I think, for a year, 2 years. And after that, they started working with me. And I saw them suffering in going to school, which they didn't like. Working at, one of them worked at Smart and Final, the other one worked at Target. But they were suffering. I was like, damn, I'm gonna let them suffer a little bit more before they join the team. And then they hit me up 6 years after I opened up the shop that they wanted to work with me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so both my kids are full-time tattoo artists.
That's amazing.
Yeah, one of them works with me, and the other one works out of Denver, Colorado. That's where he lives.
I love Denver.
Yeah,
Oh God,
so I
get me
visit
started.
Denver about every month. I try to visit Denver.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I work at a tattoo shop
That's
in
so.
Denver too. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I actually thought about going into tattooing. I was like, I had gone. There was
It's never too late. Right?
I know. I'm not. You
Never
know
too
what?
late.
I'm not saying I wouldn't,
Yeah,
because I have actually thought about it. I would say like 15 years ago. I want to say Cycle Realm opened up. I think they did. I'm sorry, Jack, if this isn't true, but I think it was in the Rampart district across from the police station.
Okay.
There was a little tattoo shop there, and I remember going in there, and I don't know why I think it was them, but I think I
Probably
went because it was
yeah.
Rampart, yeah. And I went in there and I was talking to some homie, and then he was like, yeah, you just got to practice. And then he was showing me how to do it. And he gave me like a lemon and then started showing me how to, and I was like trying to get into it. And then like, I don't know what, I think I was doing the music. I was recording at night. And anyways, it was
You're
just,
like, damn, I should have taken that avenue right
you know
there.
what? It's
You know?
not,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you said, it's not over. I think
yeah.
what's crazy is I wouldn't mind being like a tattoo artist with no tattoos.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be kind of crazy.
that's what my youngest one.
Oh,
was.
really?
Yeah, he just recently
Got one? Oh, well, now it's me. No.
Yeah. I had another.
awesome.
I had another tattoo artist too that didn't have tattoos either.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I
okay.
think you and I had that conversation. I don't know where I was telling you at the craft beer cellar.
The craft beer, yeah. And it's crazy because I haven't been there for a long time. I haven't been to a lot of.
I haven't been.
Time.
I haven't been to the craft. Yeah, I don't. I've been doing this, and
That's
life.
perfect.
Life is like, it's just so much awesome stuff to do.
Right.
Yeah.
When you start building relationships and talking to people,
that's
you
what
know,
I
and
do,
things
yeah.
just bloom. You know, it's like watering your grass. Same thing. You have to pay attention to all the little things you want bloom in your life. You have to water them, and I say water them because that's the most simplest way I believe people understand. And okay, I have to like water it, so they start thinking watering and like, no, it's like putting your time into making it grow.
I think a lot of people struggle with building relationships with people or maintaining is really hard, especially when you have, you know, I'm a super social person and I have a bunch of friends, and I feel like lately I've been struggling with like balancing doing all this cool stuff I do and then actually spending time with them. It's like I'm so burned out sometimes, like it's just
I'm still friends with people in first grade for me.
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that.
I know, that crazy?
Yeah, because now like my mind's like, oh, I can't even remember anything anymore because there's so many people. You know.
Yeah, there are so many
that
people.
Came through my life, and now tattooing for 11 years.
Oh, imagine
now.
the people. Yeah, so let's talk about that. So what do you think is the best part? What do you enjoy about it the
About
most?
tattooing?
Yeah.
You know what? Now, just looking back, I think what I really enjoy is knowing that my kids had interest on what I was doing, you know, and now for them to have a career 4 years later and for them to be good enough to have their own clientele puts me satisfied. And I think that's
the piece
where I'm good at right now.
Yeah. What do you think has been the kind of the most challenging part of it, reflecting now?
Nothing. No.
Yeah.
I think it's that.
You make it sound so brazy.
You know why? Because ever since I was a kid, I created my own path.
That's dope.
Whether these rules were everywhere, I didn't listen to any of the rules. And the rest of the group wanted to go that way. I wanted to go that way. You know? So I think that's why I'm at peace with myself and with the decisions that I've made throughout my life, because I just didn't give a fuck, and I just...
Did you struggle with that before?
No.
No?
Never, no.
I think because I'm like that too. Like if everybody's like, oh, we're gonna go do that, I'm just like, nah, I think I'm gonna go over here.
and now that I'm vegan for 2 years,
that too,
and I don't drink and I don't smoke. I mean, smoke cigarettes or liquor or anything else. Now I feel I have a clear mind, and I think that's the bubble people see me now. Like, damn, he's just chill and he's cool. But I think because of all those elements that I've taken out of my life that create this person now.
What made you come to that understanding or make those choices?
Just because I started finding out on if you pay attention to a worldwide system and analyze a lot of little things that are going on, you start realizing like, damn, they just want to kill you. So then if you just start creating the whys, your decisions start making
Sense.
yeah. Yep.
And vegan was probably the first thing you stopped doing.
No,
In
Coke.
terms of Coke.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, there we go. So
Well, the only reason why I say it bluntly,
No, that's fine.
because I was a user for 30 years of my life.
God damn. Okay.
And
Then yeah.
and I raised 2 boys, and I worked at the bank, and I
Well, that's
opened
why,
up my
'cause you were on
business,
Coke.
and
See what Coke does?
no.
Let's pull out the Coke.
Right?
No, like a bottle of Coke, guys. Sorry.
So I took that out of my life. And I think that was one of the first things that
Wait, but do you
I started
think
cleaning
Coke but Coke helped out a lot?
now looking back at it, no, it didn't.
Oh, okay, I was trying
No, it didn't because it's just another filter.
No, it is.
It's almost like the filters
It's
we
a
see on
numbing.
social media. It's it's like people look different.
Yeah.
Coke made me feel different.
Yeah.
Coke made me a different person.
Okay. Yeah.
Animal made me a different person. Drinking made me a different person. So everything that made me a different person,
So,
I eliminated.
How
from
long
my
did
life.
you when did you stop with the Coke?
About 3 years ago.
Okay, and then it was
And then vegan 2 years ago.
So what happened?
I
Did
just
something happen?
Well,
Usually there's
no.
or was it just a long you were
Eight-
thinking about it for a while.
8 years ago I used to weigh 300 pounds.
Oh.
So I think
shit.
my transformation started about 8 years ago, and little by little I started graduating from different steps
Okay.
and feeling proud of what I was doing.
Okay.
So instead of just stopping there, well, what else is wrong with me?
Okay.
Because I started finding out a lot of things about myself, and even now more than anything, now I'm really learning a lot about myself because there's no filters.
That's fucking crazy. I feel you on that.
So
A lot of people can't do that, dude.
No,
They can't
and-
look at themselves
No.
and
So-
take filters off.
So it's a trip because now
yeah.
at 44 years old, it's like I'm born again and I have to relearn a lot of the steps that I've taken, you know?
Yeah.
Which is cool because now I'm here and I'm like, oh shit, how in the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
But now moving forward, now everything is just that much more peaceful, and for sure that's what I want to do. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because my mind is clear.
There's
from
no
a lot of
secondary
there's no
thinking
nothing-
twice type
nothing,
thing.
nothing.
Yeah. It's just
So there's
clean.
no chemicals in my head. There's nothing. There's no stress meat in my body. You know. There's
The
no
stress meat, man.
There's no mucus from the milk or from the cheese in my chest. You know.
Yeah.
I don't get sick anymore. So now I have a clear mind of every step that I'm taking now.
That's
It's
awesome.
crazy. Yeah. And
Well,
now I have-
you're definitely very
Glowy
vibrant,
or what?
glowy.
Yeah.
You're glowy. It's not the light.
That's what I tell everybody. I said it's not because everybody thinks, I don't know why they think it's Botox that I do Botox, but I tell
What?
But I tell everybody,
You're hilarious.
Yeah, people
Botox.
ask me.
Really?
Yeah, my customers ask me.
Nah.
I'm like, nah, it's coconut butter. I tell them.
Oh, it's coconut butter, damn.
Which it is. Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what I use. Yeah.
RicRoks sells it
Yeah,
at
nah,
you can get his
nah.
coconut butter
Plus,
at.
Plus I don't put any chemicals like lotions on my body. I don't
Yeah, I
use
don't either.
deodorant.
Okay.
I use special shampoos. Special soaps that a friend makes me.
Oh, that's awesome.
My ex-wife makes me some soaps too once in a while.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
So I think it's a whole package of, if you want change, real change in your life, I believe it has to be a whole everything. You can't just be vegan and
No, you
want to
can't
smoke
have-
cigarettes. You know,
yeah.
it's like, okay, like, are you doing it for your health? But then over here, you're killing yourself.
Some other
Like,
shit. Yeah. You can't half-ass anything. And you can, but I mean, you're just faking yourself
You're
out.
gonna get half-assed results.
Yeah, and
you know?
then they're not lasting at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy. So the Coke, the meat, and then the drinking.
And then the liquor with the cigarettes, I gave that to
Oh, that was a
myself.
combo pack, huh?
Yeah, that was a combo pack, and that I gave to myself as a birthday gift of me stopping cigarettes and liquor. And then for Father's Day, I gave up alcohol. So I gave those 2 gifts to myself. Yeah.
And was that part of the whole plan
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
alignment with what
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
doing?
Next is coffee, and then after that is weed that I'm gonna give up. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I wake up wanting a coffee. So I want to wake up.
I'm drinking tea right now, though, but yeah.
I want to wake up to wake up and have my body not want something. You know, because
Wow.
that's how we're trained to want.
But
to go to sales, to go here.
I'm really good about. I'm pretty good about cutting back on that. I don't do the. Remember back in the day? I remember I was like with my friend at Black Fridays at like 4 a.m. like in 1998 or something.
So touching on that, I think
I look back like, what was I doing, dude?
Yeah, and
they create what they tell you.
I have been given a Christmas gift out for the last, I think, 4 years, and that's another thing that I eliminated is gift giving. Yeah, because I really believe in building relationships. You know, so if you don't call me, if you don't want to have anything with me, then why am I gonna go give you an Amazon card that means shit, that has no relationship towards me?
Yeah.
I would rather not even give you anything and just be present in your life.
Yeah, I've always, with that, kind of touching on that, I haven't eliminated gift giving, but I always tell people if they're gonna get me something, or if I get someone something, it's an experience. Mm-hmm. So I'll get us like tickets to a movie.
Oh, I thought mushrooms or
acid. Well, that could work too. No, yeah, that can be absolutely. Right? It's under the umbrella of experiences. Yes, no, totally. It's just like rolling.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were giving stuff up. No. Here we go again.
No. Well, actually, that's good stuff.
It's all natural.
Yeah, that comes directly.
But then you're talking about weed too. You're cutting weed.
Yeah, because
that's from the earth.
Because I feel I need it.
Okay.
Coming 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock, boom, I'm already blazing it up. You know, but I don't want to have anything that I'm gonna want or need. So I just want to just chill.
What has been the hardest thing to kind of let go of?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah. My mind, like I've been just exercising my mind to be that much stronger in the decision making that I do. Yeah. It's crazy because I used to eat candy, chocolate, a bunch of stuff, chips. Now I eliminated everything from my life.
So is it water and just like vegan?
Yeah.
Just straight vegan?
I try to just stick to just anything in the bean family.
Yeah, well,
rice.
Beans are bomb. We were talking about that with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Beans and anything. Beans.
And then fruits and veggies. That's it. But I just learned that there's veggies because I did a microbiome testing on my gut.
Oh, how did that go?
Oh, it's fucking badass.
Oh, I gotta do that. I want to do the float tank too, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Next Monday morning, I'm taking off to driving to Arizona.
How fun!
In a peaceful mountain by myself to go visit a holistic doctor that I met in Oaxaca, where I go.
That's
just to kind of like, but he's the one that introduced me to the microbiome testing, and now I got my results back, and I'm taking my results.
Is it a before and after? Like,
no.
Okay.
It's just, it tells you what foods to avoid and what are your superfoods. And it's crazy
based on you.
Based on my gut only.
Okay,
and it's crazy because, like, let's say one of the things that are bad for me is spinach.
Really?
And then you're thinking like, well, wait a minute, like what the fuck?
Well, it's also based on your ancestors and where you were and right, and like regionally how your body, like Japanese people like can't have milk kind of a thing, or like Mexicans or Latinos can't do. Yeah, it's based on where you were regionally.
So yeah, it's and that's the direction that I'm going now, because I want to take my body, my mind, my soul, my everything into a whole different level, to where I just want to just be chilling here and just meditate, and
just be zen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were talking about that a little while ago, being at peace, just like a pure peace.
Yeah. That's where I want to be.
Wow, man, this is exciting. I actually want to like talk about it. I don't know, in 6 months and see where you're at and how like that.
I'll be more than happy.
Because you're glowy.
Yeah, thank you.
Now you're gonna be glowier.
People tell me, man, Rick, like do you smile just too small? I said, nah, it's permanent. Like I just
I'm smiley too, though.
I can't get rid of it, Yeah, that's what happens when you start. And I say this very truthfully, and people don't understand it. When you start learning how to love yourself, and that's the position in my life where I'm at right now. People tell me, well, I love myself, like I'm this, that, or I'm here. And it's way deeper than that, So that's the stage I'm at right now.
Yeah, I think there's a veil of people that, and I'm not being judgy at all when I say it. I just think that there's a veil of people who just say, yeah, like I love myself, but it's like, it's not, I don't think they've gone that deep, because I think the hardest part is asking yourself the questions and doing the work and figuring out why you did all the things you did,
Right.
the reasons and all the shit that happened to you that sort of directed your life. And then it's like forgiving. I struggle with that, like with the forgiveness of just like letting it go for my peace,
Yeah.
not for them, not to appease our relationship, because some of these relationships are never going to be the same,
Right.
or they're over. And so it's more forgiving myself for whatever happened with that person so that I could be at peace with myself and trying to move forward and taking care of myself. But it's looking at all the stuff that happened to us, because stuff happened to us,
Yeah.
and we were, we weren't, we don't have to look at ourselves in a victim state, but we were victims a lot of times. Things happen to us, the society, all the bullshit, but it's also like what you said, what do you do with it?
Yeah, exactly. So touching on what you're talking
Yes.
about right now, that's another thing that's lingering in the back of my head. Eventually, I'll get to it, but going back and seeing who you hurt, who you need to
Make
make
amends.
amends with, or who just needs to hear, I fucked up,
Yeah.
in order for you to completely move forward. Because
Yeah.
without you doing that,
Yeah, still.
it's not gonna. You're gonna take a step
That's
forward.
like AA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's one of the steps, right?
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh, I'm just
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying it's part of AA. It's one of the
Okay.
steps is you have to go and.
You made it seem like I was
Oh,
like the
no,
president
no.
of AA.
No, I just,
Nah.
I know this because I had a lot of
You're like, right,
alcoholic
Rick?
people. Right, hey. No, I just know this because I've been around a lot of alcoholic people.
But people always ask me, now knowing my changes, they always ask me, Rick, like, what happened in your life? I said, nothing. Like, nothing happened in my life for me to make all these changes. Other than my granddaughter being born a year ago. But prior to that, she wasn't here a year ago, So my transformation with losing weight first started about 8 years ago, So it's hard for me to really identify what was it for me to start changing everything.
Yeah, because usually it's there was a car accident,
DUI
or
or-
someone died,
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
crazy shit
yeah,
happened,
but
someone
nothing-
deathbed thing. You're like,
nothing-
someone made
yeah,
you make a change.
yeah.
Like,
No, but I think I've been really good with some antennas in my head to really make a good judgment for myself, Because even growing up, my friends all went into neighborhoods.
yeah,
But it just didn't interest me, and I just turned the other way.
yeah.
So maybe a situation like that I could, but no,
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. At that point, when we around the neighborhood, because what neighborhood did you grow
Highland
up in?
Park.
Oh, yeah, see, and I think and I was I was Glassell Park, Highland Park.
and back in the
Rock.
days,
It was
it
crazy.
was pretty heavy.
No, it was super heavy. I mean, everyone else I knew was getting into something, and we were just tagging. We
Yeah,
weren't.
that's
and
what that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah,
was
that's
tag.
all we wanted to do
Yeah.
was just tag.
Yeah.
It was
and
fun.
I remember when they told everybody you need to get into a neighborhood.
Yeah,
Because your tagging needs to stop
Yeah.
as of today. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then my mind just started working. Fuck it, I'll just go to a different city. So then that's when I started tagging everywhere else but Highland Park.
Yeah.
Because someone else will know me here. Somebody will report me,
Yeah.
So then that's when I moved to somewhere else. And then I even changed my whole name about it.
Yeah, well, and then they also changed. Remember, they changed it. It was like, well, there were 3 strikes was all heavy around then too, and then it was also they changed tagging from a felon. It turned into a felony.
Yeah.
After that, I remember the day that happened. Like we were all like, oh my god, or not even the day, but it was like we got like 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a felony. It was like you better go handle your business now.
And that was around the time where I think I
was.
started slowing down too,
Yep.
and like
You got to be careful. It wasn't
yeah.
fun anymore.
I already had two kids, and I used to hide all my stuff inside the little car seat when we used to get on the bus, and they used to see us just like a regular family.
Regular family, pop it open.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I remember my ex holding the back doors of the bus
Just so
while
you...
I finished my
Yeah.
tags, and then she lets it go, and then she used to go that way, and I used to go that way, and cool. And then
Like,
we'll
I don't
meet up
even
somewhere
know
else,
you.
right? But there was no cell phone back in the day,
Yeah.
but we had these antennas that, okay, you go that way, and somehow we meet over there, and that's it,
Yeah.
And those are the antennas that I want to work with again, and that's what I'm working with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's-
Eventually, I'm gonna get rid of my cell phone too.
You are. You're gonna go off the grid.
Well, not off the grid, but
Kind of off the grid.
just use it while I'm at the shop.
Oh, I see.
And if it's business there, cool.
So
but,
like a phone, like an old phone.
Yeah. So when
like a stationary phone that you just like, if they're not here, they're just not here.
And they post on my Wi-Fi and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But other than that, like,
you just want to limit it, cut it back. You know, at Trip Out, you make a good point on that. Is I was driving on the freeway like I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, and they started getting rid of all the call boxes on the freeways.
I didn't even notice that, but now talking about it, I'm like, well, you know why? Because I'm not on the road anymore. I refuse to be like just.
Well, even that. Okay, if you go on the freeway, you're like all horse and carriage. He's straight down. He's like.
Hey, but you know what? I don't have a car. My son.
Oh.
I turned in my car so my other son could take out a car, and this son uses my Jeep because I refuse to even have a car now. Like I don't want.
So you're just on your bike.
No, just walking everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you didn't walk it here.
No, I ran to my house and I got my girlfriend's car.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, like
I'm
like
all on a horseback.
No, like that's what I mean by eliminating a lot of things.
The bullshit. The bullshit.
Yeah, because you want a car.
It's
because you want to get from here to there. So
like this and this and this.
So now it takes away from you actually using your antennas and
that's what's up. That's what Diamond was talking. Jeremy was talking about. He got rid of his car. Sorry, like two guests ago, same thing.
Yeah.
He sold his car. He just takes lifts when he needs to.
And people say, well, why don't you just try it out? Like, use your car only 2 days. But then you start bullshitting yourself, and you're like, nah, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to use it today when it wasn't your day
like
to
you
use
cheat.
it. Yeah, so it's best just to be an extremist.
Yeah.
Cut everything out. Okay. Now,
do you think this is, I mean, this, I guess that's not true, but do you consider yourself an extremist?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's an extremist, and when you get addicted to something.
Oh yeah, you're like obsessive.
Addictive personality.
Obsessive, compulsive.
So that's why I need to get rid of a lot of things and really try to center myself down to figure things out. Because that's why I used for 30 years. That's why I drank for 30 years. That's why I partied so much because I want more, and I don't know when to stop. You know. So now I'm finally getting control of my whole self.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And knowing yourself about that.
And it's really, really healthy. It's really, really healthy.
Yeah, it is really, really healthy. I think.
Do I talk a lot, brother? No?
Nah, I mean that's why you're on the podcast.
Yeah, right.
That's why I knew you would be a great guest.
You're like, I could feel Rick's antennas.
My antenna's strong because I've been pulling some dope ass people here, so I'm not even tripping.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure you out.
Right? You're like, whoa, he's throwing a bunch of like.
No, I love it. This is what I want. This is the kind of hard hitting conversation I've been craving.
Just cut all the bullshit out. You know, let's talk real talk.
Exactly.
And
that's what I'm about. That's why we're here. And I'm like, oh shit, he's
man.
blowing my mind because it makes me question things in my life and learn about different extremes and different. You're right, because I'm pretty. I think I'm an extremist too in a lot of things. I always go like hard.
Yeah. And you know how you told me on the phone, you said, Rick, yeah, we talked a few times, and one of them being a CBC. And to be completely honest with you, I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
Because I was probably drinking, drunk, and I was somebody else, right? But me practicing on my antennas, something told me, pay attention to this email or to this message, you know? So then that's when I just...
Yeah.
In and I called
you said, and then you said the nicest thing to me, so I was just like, okay.
What did I say to you?
That you felt my energy, and that you knew.
Or else I wouldn't have connected with you, because a lot of people always set me up to interview, or not that I'm this fucking this dude.
Oh my God, Rick.
But then there's times where you just
know.
Yeah, you just know, and you just don't want to do it.
No, yeah. When certain people hit you up, the vibe you get. Because I've had people hit me up and I'm like, no, I don't need that.
It's invite only.
No. Yeah, invite only. It is invite only.
I feel good.
Yeah, you're so. I mean, I knew, but it's so cool because the kind of conversation that we're having is exactly what I want people to listen to, because I think it's important to exercise our minds and question why are we doing what we do and the messages that are being sent to us, and how we're accepting that. Mm-hmm. And are we really this society, which we are, of just sort of complacent people that don't feel anything anymore.
It's not that they don't feel anything. I believe it's the options we have. It's like, here's option 1, which is wrong, and here's option 2, which is wrong, and these are your options.
Yeah.
And that's what people feel that they only have.
They can choose from
And that's
these
it.
two.
So that's why we continue making bad
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Yeah.
True.
But if you think outside that box,
yeah, which is
you're
fuck
like,
these options.
oh shit, holy shit! You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot more.
There's infinite amount of options.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you about that. I think it's easy to kind of go down this route and do the same shit every day and not question.
Like traffic.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Well, I don't even do. I've never done that. Thank God. Like I've always worked. I've always made it a priority.
To where, you know what?
To like,
it's gonna be a 5-mile radius.
15 minutes
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the streets. Like, and I never could sign up for that shit. Cause a few months ago, I was unemployed for 6 months. It was hard. I wasn't unemployed. I was working, but it felt like I was unemployed because I kept applying for other jobs. All the jobs were like in Long Beach or in
And you're like-
Torrance. And I mean, every time I'd call in the interviews and they'd call me back and I'd just be like, you know what? Nah, like I'm not going to put myself through that. Like I
Yeah.
see what that does to people. It
And it
kills,
sucks, man.
it kills your soul, dude.
And the best thing to do is give yourself a raise and stop being that consumer.
yeah, absolutely.
It's that easy.
It's
that easy.
It is if you've gotten to the place that you and I have gotten to understand certain, like self-love, actually.
Yeah.
That's self-love.
Yeah.
And that's an act of self-love that most people don't even understand that that's self-love. To say, I'm worth not putting myself through the grind, that kind of a grind.
Yeah.
Because that is like soul crushing. Sitting
I
an
have
hour and a half in a car and shit.
Man, I know that. And that's lowballing it,
That's
you know?
yeah.
Damn, it's I know people 3-4 hours. I'm
I
like,
can't, dude.
are you okay? Like it just.
There's people that I know that have moved to like San Bernardino to get that dream house that they wanted, and spending, like you said, 3-hour commute to come to LA. I'm like, what's the point? You're living your whole life in your car.
Yeah.
Like that's killer.
Yeah, because people don't do the math of 24 hours. Minus
They
your
really don't
8,
think.
minus your 8 at work. That's
Yeah,
16,
the gas,
You know? Then you're
your
left with
time.
8.
Your
Shit.
time is valuable. That's
Yeah.
that's like hours of your life that you're just sitting in a car. What were you gonna say though? You were gonna.
Just people just they need to analyze different things, but when we get so much shit thrown in our face, we get distracted and we become fucking little clowns and shit.
That's how I always talk about. Well, I always say robots, but same thing. I feel
clowns, robots. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's just it's
Yeah.
madness, So right now at the shop, like you were saying, so you actually go out to Denver too?
Yeah, Denver once a month, and I've been going to Denver for the last, I think, 2 years now. I just started going just to get out of my box, So I called different shops in Denver. My brother lives in Denver, so I said, you know what? Let me go visit him.
And then
while I'm
go
visiting him,
scout.
just make some money. Like
That's
you
what's
said,
up.
You know.
It's hustle.
So I landed a shop. So every time I go to Denver, I go to that shop. My son decided to move to Denver, and so he moved. He worked at a different shop, but this shop wasn't going so good for him. So he ended up asking the boss where I go if he could get a job there, and he did. Yeah. So now when I visit Denver, now I work side by side with my son over there, and then with my son over here. So
That's amazing.
So it works perfect, yeah. So then I go to Oaxaca too, once a month, and I tattoo out of Oaxaca too.
That's wonderful.
And hopefully
that's so
they'll be-
funny. I've been wanting to go to. I was
Yeah.
talking to him. I want to go to Oaxaca real
Oh,
soon.
it's beautiful, man. Yeah.
I know, I think-
But I'm off the coast, so it's beach life for me. Yeah. And I tattoo there too, and eventually that's gonna be my home base, and I'll be visiting LA.
Really,
yeah.
that's the goal.
Because living here, you cannot get to the next step with breathing all this stuff. You can't. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way you could take your whole body, your whole mind, your whole everything, breathing all this smog that's here. Especially with so many cars now, just
Yeah.
idling, just
Yeah.
in traffic, just.
Yeah.
Where do you think that smoke's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything else gets pushed down, so it just hangs out right here.
Yeah, and then we're there.
Which-
That's where we're at,
That's
right
where you're
here.
at. And LA's in a basin, so it just chills out.
Yeah, and then that's another filter. That's
You
another
know?
filter on top of all the filters.
And
Internal filters and
it's crazy
external filters.
Yeah, because you don't see it, so you're like, "That's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go outside." And lately, I've been using a mask
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Dang, you're like the San Gabriel crew.
So I walk around with a black mask, you know. People look at me like, damn.
Yeah, people must trip out on that.
Which I don't care again.
No, yeah, I know, but it's still, that's crazy. You look all G'd out, like, with the black mask.
And
like,
everyone looks at you like, damn, like, oh, she's going to do something, you know. I even go through the airports like that,
Yeah.
And I just keep going, yeah. Because I hate that whole face recognition shit, too.
Oh, my gosh, dude. It's so crazy.
Then when people do it on their phone, I'm like...
Yeah.
You know, or when they have the phone, the
thing
here,
the Apple
Alexa
phone.
at home, and I'm like, dude, you crazy.
Dude,
man.
I agree with that. I feel you on that one. That's scary.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, the older people love to talk into it. I think it's just, my mom talks into it all the time. And I'm just
it's
like,
convenience. They
though,
create
it's scary.
a beautiful convenience world for you.
I don't know why it's talking to this robot machine. Yeah. Why you want to talk to, let's talk to people. Like, they won't call, okay. I'll just stop. But I agree.
Right. But
I
it's
agree
the
with
same
you.
direction you're going.
It's scary. It's scary. I don't
like the relationship's not being.
Well, and
done.
it's cut the middleman out. It's like, okay, it's gonna take you 2 seconds to Google something.
Yeah.
Why can't you just Google it? Yeah. Why do you have to talk to a thing that's gonna know all your information? They voice. Record everything. I mean, we're recorded. Big Brother's
which is cool. I mean, I don't mind because you know they have all.
I'm on the grid anyways.
Right?
Yeah,
cool,
I'm on Instagram. Cool. Like, I'm done.
But to add more to it, you're like, nah, dude, you already have all my information.
Well, it's the control aspect.
Yeah,
they want to control us more and more, and it's scary because now it's like, you know, you talk to it or it hears you, and like it records what you like and your consumerism, and then it, you know, spits back out whatever you brought up. It's selling to you on Amazon in 2 minutes. That's scary. That's how much detail they're putting into trying to like
just webbing everything together. You're like,
exactly. And it's just, I don't know. I think something about just back in the day is just like you could go places and
you know, there was 3 spots where we all met. You know, one was on this street. There was a little wall there, and there was another street over there. But it was 3 locations where my friends met. So you go to one. Look up the street.
Yeah, see if they're there.
They're
not there. That's true. So check that. So check it. So my compadre, he was like my homie, right? Like back in the day, but he's my compadre, and he was like, hey, he calls me yesterday, and he's like, hey, you want to do a barbecue? And I'm just like, what? Like, no one ever does that anymore. And I'm just like, yeah, let's do a barbecue. And he's like,
threw you off. You're like,
what? Like, is this 1999? What's going on? And he's like, yeah, we're going to be in Elysian Park. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm down. And then I was like, I'll be there like in 2 hours. And he's like, all right, for sure. So I'm calling him and I'm like, hey, where are you at? And he's like, remember when we used to have our meetings? And I was like,
right there.
I know exactly where to go.
Yeah,
and then I went. We went to
phone.
Elysian Park, and it was Cinco de Mayo, of course. I didn't realize the whole lowrider clique crew, Pocos Pero Locos, was out like hard.
So you're like, hell yeah.
There was a helicopter. I was like, oh my gosh, went flashback because the day before we went to the Michelada Festival, and that was bananas, like crazy. But anyways. Yeah, so I went to where we used to meet our meetings.
And it's that easy.
And I was like, what up? He was right there. And I was like, this is just, that's how it used to be. I used to just drive by and just be like, is anyone out? All right, let me go to the other spot. Like,
you know what's
the block. Let me check the block. Let me check the back alley.
What's crazy is that little do people know is that they're making us do all this to come back to the same freaking spot. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Man. You know, so that's why I'm changing everything about everything because that's the way my mind works. I'm like, no, you're trying to brainwash me. You're trying to get something. No, hold on. Let me analyze it. Nope. That's how my mind works,
I agree with you. It is overcomplicating things that used to be so simple. And it's giving us an unnecessary form of anxiety that we didn't have before. Because, like, for example, he picked me up from the airport a few weeks ago.
Gosh, it's crazy, huh?
It's crazy. But I was thinking back in the day, it was like, okay, I'm going to meet you right here. Yeah. And that's it. And it worked out.
It's perfect.
It worked out usually, like 99% of the time. But we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, if you don't have most people, if you don't have your cell phone now and you meet up at a spot and they're not there, you're like, oh shit, let me call, let me leave voicemail, let me start texting. Like, you have this anxiety, not realizing that you can figure your shit out. Like, you're gonna be fine.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but it's this unnecessary, like, if you leave your phone at home, people will drive back home to go pick up their phone.
During lunch, and you're like, shit.
During
or take a hit on being late.
Take a hit on being late just to go home to pick it up, just so you could be have your security blanket
Yeah,
with
you
you
know.
because you don't want people not to know that you're available, or even like you take your phone to work and then people call you, you're not even answering your phone.
So
It's
why-
just to know
Yeah.
that people are hitting you up. That's true.
It went from like tattoos and to government conspiracies all the time. You
I
know?
love it. I mean,
and I love it too. You know
I
what?
can talk about this all the time.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can talk about everything like the freeing your mind
And you know why I'm into it even more now, because I'm actually living it.
yeah.
I'm not reading a book that's talking about
Yeah,
it.
or watching some self-help
I'm
shit that
actually
you're not-
living it. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm living it, and I'm feeling it, and I'm like shit. And now I truly 100% believe that the body heals itself.
Yeah.
Big time.
No, I believe that.
Big time.
I believe that
you know?
too.
I'm like shit. You know, it's like when you get a cut and it's gone. You're like,
The body's amazing.
how the hell did that work? If
Yeah.
that works like that, what else could work?
Yeah,
Into
like
your
what
benefit?
other magic I'm not tapping into in
Exactly,
my own.
exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly.
So do you find that the clarity that you have now, is it bringing some different thing that you weren't feeling before?
Yeah, big time. It's bringing the right people into my path, and it's crazy the way
Wow.
that works. Yeah. Like yourself. It's crazy how they just come in all forms, all sizes.
Let's trip out on that then, because let's say I had done this podcast like a year or two ago, it would be a different. Well, I guess it would always be a different podcast, but
No, but I think
No,
if
like
you would have
to-
hit me up a few years ago, maybe it would have been a whole different.
yeah, and I
you
mean
know?
I wouldn't even been ready. So either
Right?
way, I mean this was just something random that I was like, brother, we're doing a podcast in
Yeah,
January.
yeah.
Fuck it.
And then being here, you're motivating me to do my own. You know.
Yeah.
Because
So
I've always wanted to do one.
so talk about that.
No, it's
Because now you're gonna have to do it, and we're
Well-
gonna watch you.
well, I think now, because I feel like I'm clear now. Now I feel like I could touch into different people and have them not realize, but not convince them either, but have them see somebody that's gone through all this and that could change. You know.
Well, I find that every person that I talk to and spend time with and have these connections with, I feel changed.
Big
and
time, yeah.
we talk about this as we have this like podcast high after, like when we're done,
Yeah.
we feel so good. Like it's just we crave it. There's been a few weeks where we didn't get to do it, and I was texting him like, brother, yeah, like no, because you know what it is. I crave the interaction with another human being,
yeah.
having elevated conversations.
Without being filtered with alcohol.
Yeah, well, sometimes I do, but still. No, but yeah, it's still.
Oh, that's right. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, I still feel like I'm really gaining. I'm learning so much, and I feel like I'm giving the gift of like this is going to be a part of our lives now.
Yeah,
This is
big
going to
time.
be a memory, and it's recorded, so we can always look back and remember this time and where you were at.
Exactly.
And me too, and see the growth, because I know I'm growing. I
Yeah.
feel myself like getting, and I think when that happens, certain people and things just start to like
come into you. You're like
come
oh,
into me
shoot.
and come away
Yeah.
and fall away.
A lot of my friends that I used to go drinking with
Yeah.
and doing a bunch of bad stuff, they don't call me no more.
Yeah.
Or, like they started calling me, and then a lot of them be like, "Oh shit, you don't drink no more, sorry." I said, "Well, it doesn't mean you can't call me
Hang
no
out with me
more."
and see me,
You know,
talk to me.
so then you start understanding, like, damn, that's their mind frame.
That's-
it fucking sucks.
It
You know?
sucks. It's one dimensional.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel you, because I struggle with that too, is if I'm not on that level with them, we can't be friends.
Yeah.
And not because I don't want to be their friend. We just don't have anything else to talk about.
Because there's so much like in between you guys that you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and all you can talk about with them is when are we going to get faded? When's the next party?
Or,
When's the
damn,
next kickback?
last night I went, you know.
And remember when you were crazy, and all that is wonderful, and I love it, and I'm not stopping, but at the same time I feel like I want to have these expanded
You're like, I
conversations.
just graduated, man. Like,
Right? Well, you just want to take everybody with you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you feel like you want everyone to learn and grow and I don't know, elevate with you, but
when I first became vegan, I felt like I was a pastor at a brand new Christian church, you know.
that's what they always talk about, vegan people.
But then, I mean, like after a year and 2-3 months, boom, I snapped out of it, because no one cares, you know. And then
Well, everyone's got their own shit
only
going
the people
on.
that come into your life are the ones that, oh, okay, cool, I'm interested. And now you get to tap into that market.
Yeah.
People who are interested.
Yeah, and I think it's just also like I think you're a very social person too. I mean, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you didn't enjoy interacting with
Right,
people.
yeah.
And I think like what you said is you're just tapping into a new group of people with your interests, with what you're excited about.
And then since I have stickers on the wall about vegan, go vegan, this, so they open up the conversation.
Yeah, because-
cool, and it lets me in.
Exactly.
Or I know when to come in now. But if not, I just keep my mouth shut. It's better. It's peaceful for me that way. You know?
Well, what I really love about you coming today is that you keep saying peaceful.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want to, like, I just want to be at peace. I feel like, and I think I probably said this before, but like being happy is like, it's temporal. It's something that lasts for a little while.
Yeah.
And being happy is like roller coaster. You're going to be happy, you'll be sad, you'll be bummed, you'll be psyched. Like, that's just life.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
the mountains and the valleys. But I think
Being at peace.
being
is
at
a whole
peace is
different, yeah.
that's a whole other level
Yeah.
of something that can be more attainable, and like what you said is disciplined and trained to get yourself to, I guess, like release and let go, and just like sometimes I just feel like I just have to surrender.
Yeah.
Like,
And another thing he might laugh at, but I other than the radio at the shop, I gave up radio too.
oh
And-
yeah,
And
yeah.
TV.
Yeah. I
TV iron.
You know, but there's no difference between radio and TV.
Oh, no.
There isn't.
yeah.
Because now me being at this stage in my life, I believe that your diet consists of
Yeah, all of it.
everything that you
All of it.
consume, not just your food.
Yeah,
but
what
your
you
vision,
hear, what you watch,
touch,
yeah.
taste, all that. You know.
The elements.
Yeah. So you can't cheat yourself out. Just okay. Well, I'm doing all this, but back here you're doing something else.
Yeah, no, I don't watch a lot of I only watch certain shows that I like Game of Thrones and say nerd hard, but I don't watch a lot of stuff anymore. I don't watch regular TV. I haven't watched regular TV in years.
Well,
Not since TGI Fridays, Full House. No, I'm kidding.
I got rid of my cable at the shop and at the house.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to pay $200 at the shop.
Isn't
and the
that
TV was
crazy?
never on, and then at the house I used to pay like I think 125. I'm like,
Dang, that's a
then I
gang.
got rid of that and I'm cool now. Now I just
Yeah.
have an antenna at the shop and an antenna at my house. And since I watch Channel 28 KCET,
Oh, I love
because they
KCT.
really have.
They have the art show.
Yeah,
they have that
they
one that really. They have really
they have
good shows.
interesting stuff,
They
huh?
really do.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
So I only pick at the interesting stuff. You know that things are going to stimulate my brain. Cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if not, then I see no point.
What brought Oaxaca on? Why there?
5 months ago, some dude walked into my shop a year ago. Some crazy dude just selling stuff, random stuff. He used to be a heroin user for many years. And I always give everybody a shot. He used to come in and try to sell me shirts, pants, just random stuff. I was like, okay, cool. For some reason, we became friends.
Okay.
You know, because that's who I am. I built relationship with everybody. So one day he's at the shop. He goes, oh yeah, my friend has a mountain in Oaxaca. I'm like, this dude, you know, he's tripping. So he's all like, oh yeah, watch, look it up. He's all like, that's my friend's mountain. Big, huge mountain, like all that, like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. And she has cabanas all over.
Oh my gosh.
And it's right off the coast. He's all, you want to go? I'm like, hell yeah. He goes, but I don't have a passport. He's all, I told him, well, go buy a passport. Come on down with your money to buy a ticket. It's going to cost you roughly this much. So we end up going 5 months ago for the first time. No shit. 10 months ago. Because we're already in the 5th month.
We
Oh,
are.
Shit. So 10 months ago I went.
Okay.
And I started going there, and I met his friend, and it turns out that I look at her now. She's 78 years old, and I look at her almost like a spiritual healer, a
Wow.
guru. Yeah, because that's what she does. So I met her, and I've been going ever since. And then so I bought property over there, and I'm building my home over there.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
What a great story. Now I want to
Yeah,
go to
man.
the mountain.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how you start making decisions when there's nothing affecting you in your life. Nothing. You know,
Like you just cleared
that
everything.
cleared everything. Yeah. And then you really start thinking about what you want, whether it's gonna cost you a penny or whether it's gonna cost you a lot more. Well, no matter how the journey's gonna be, you end up just doing it because that's how much faith you have in your
Yourself.
decision making and in yourself and everything else. Yeah.
Damn, dude, you're so inspiring
Yeah,
right
man,
now.
it's
You're so
crazy, man.
inspirational,
Yeah.
babe. I'm
Yeah.
so glad I hit you up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So let me ask you this,
Yeah.
I guess, because I invited you here and this is First Among Equals, what do you think now moving forward is like what your number one goal or priority is?
Is to teach the masses for me. And the only way I'm going to do it is by one inviting you to my home in Oaxaca and really learning how I live over there. That's what's going to tip you over. And now by me tipping you over, guess who else is looking at you?
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, and them.
And little by little, he'll
Yeah.
be interested. And
Yeah.
that's my ultimate goal.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like that's really the only way that change can really happen is when you change within yourself. You can only change yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can only put an impression upon other
that's it.
people and live a certain kind of life that people are inspired to want to
Yeah.
work towards and create their own lifestyle based
But you
on.
gotta live by example. You have to.
Absolutely.
Have to, yeah. Because if not, it's not gonna work. Because people identify when someone's lying or not. Someone like me, now I don't mess with a lot of people.
Me either.
I just go home and that's it.
Me either. It's not. It's the energy.
Yeah.
I ain't got it anymore for that.
I can't have anybody interrupt my energy or
Your
my
field.
sound waves, my
Yes.
everything about me. Yeah.
Your frequency.
Mhm.
I'm all about frequency
No,
now, dude.
yeah.
If someone's not in my frequency anymore, I can't anymore.
You know how you said you went to the airport and he picked you up and it was like just...
Yeah, it wasn't hard, but I
Yeah.
just thought about how it used to be.
Imagine going through an airport 3 to 6 times a month. That's what I do. So it's crazy because that was put into my life, and I believe it was put into my life to help me build my patience in life because I don't have any patience. But now I could catch myself and just chilling,
Chill out.
relaxing. Yeah. It's crazy how that works, man. Yeah. And now I feel like I could just meditate anywhere.
That's crazy. I was going to ask you
Yeah.
about meditation because
Yeah.
I feel like that's just the natural sort of next level. Do you meditate?
Yeah, like I meditate anywhere and everywhere.
And how do you, there's so many ways people find that.
You know what? I start doing it. It's gonna sound funny, but I feel heat in my palms.
Okay.
So then whenever I feel that, I just put my hands up right here and I just look straight. And I try to find a focus point and I just chill out.
Are you spiritual? Are you religious or anything?
Nothing.
No affiliation, anything, or
nothing.
anything that you've like.
Nothing.
So is it just for you the frequency and
Yeah,
the
just-
universe and you keep talking about the alignment of
Yeah.
stars?
That's what I believe in.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's out there, So for me, for somebody to categorize that, here we go again, being put into a system,
box.
into
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I say,
Yeah.
I
For
just-
me, it's just energy.
yeah.
I feel like you feel energy. You feel
Yeah.
good energy, bad energy, and you know when to sort of basta
Yeah.
the energy.
It's like this microphone. You know where to plug it in, and you know where not to plug it in, or where it's gonna fit or where it's not gonna fit, and that's
what he
where
said.
I'm at.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah.
He said that one up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So looking in the future, that's kind of your goal, huh?
Yeah, my goal is to help people out and have them realize it on their own time, on their way, however way they want to realize it.
Amen to that, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Because there's no way you could teach someone anything.
No, you can't.
You have to
You just-
lead.
they gotta
You have
lead
to
by-
push them to have them figure it out, and that's what I feel my ultimate goal in this lifetime for myself.
I feel the same way. I think I'm just here for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Because all my jobs have been helping people.
Yeah, that's where I was too when I worked at Valley Total Fitness for 7 years. I did sales there, and then I did sales at the bank, and I've been doing, I would say, sales at the shop because you're communicating with people. And
Well, you're an artist.
yeah,
You're giving them your art.
yeah.
They're
So
forever.
it's 11 years, 7 and 7. Yeah, so that's how long I've been.
You've been working.
Yeah,
Hustling.
And then I have a network in Denver now, and then in Oaxaca now. So that's why I don't remember anything anymore. Little by little, I've been deleting stuff from my hard drive.
Dude,
It sounds funny, but you could do it. Yeah. And then bring in new things that you want to learn. and
I
pay
deleted
attention
stuff
to.
I didn't know. I just deleted. I think all the years of just, I think, like you said, partying.
And we're trained to think like, oh shit, we're getting older because I'm forgetting. No, it's just bullshit that you've taken out of your fucking
unnecessary
head.
bullshit, which is what we're talking about education. Because I think my mind was just like, I need to learn this for this test for 20 minutes.
You don't know about
and
George
then,
Washington because
on
you know,
this date.
and now you
Yeah,
just can take
and then
it
you
out.
just delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deleted a lot. I'm really good at deleting that, but yeah.
It's not that you're getting older and you're forgetting things. No, it's just that you're deleting fucking bullshit that doesn't need to be in your hard drive. 'Cause
I
it's getting
agree,
heavy.
but I also I hear what you're saying about all the noise, because it's getting rid of all the noise that is in our faces, and we just accept all these different ways of noise.
Yeah.
Like the traffic and the dirt in the air and
Talking about that,
Yeah.
I walk around with meditation music in my ears.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so everything looks all like, but everything's just so calm in my head as I'm looking at everything else. Like it's soothing because I'm listening to something soothing.
And has that, in terms of, because you said you weren't a patient person, is that
And that's
assisting
helping
you?
me. Yeah, big time.
That's awesome.
Big time, yeah. But you have to exercise your brain in order for you to realize what's working and what's not working.
Do you do a lot of reading too?
No,
No.
I've never done any reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all auditory and visual
Yeah,
and sort of.
it's the only way that I know is.
Well, that could be your way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way that you take in information.
Because early on, I've always believed, why am I going to read your book when I have 44 years under my book?
Yeah.
And if I could go back, let's say, to the 10th year of my life, oh shoot, and apply that to my 44th year, or in my 20th year, oh shit, damn. Or don't apply it.
Well, everybody.
But you have this long history
you
of
do.
do's and don'ts and rights and wrongs and ups and downs. Read your own book.
Yeah.
Analyze your own shit.
That's a
And
good
you're like, damn.
word on that, man.
You know?
Your experiences. But people don't want to read their own books.
Yeah.
No one wants to read their backstories.
Because they don't know how to have a relationship with you,
themselves.
neither with themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you can't. I agree with you. I feel like that's what it is that people don't like to go back and look at shit and look at themselves and relive
But
that.
they could go back to a library and read other shit about other people.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's wherein lies
And you're like, what the fuck
the
are you doing,
societal
man?
distractions.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me read about this and try to take this diet or do this and just kind of distract instead of just like looking from within.
Yeah.
Well, I always trip out on the girls who wear like the body shaper waist trainer thing. Those are corsets.
Yeah.
Those are like way
Those
back
are- yeah.
1800s,
Yeah.
back in the day, Renaissance, medieval times.
And that's what
like,
they used to do to hide the shit. Yeah.
and that's hiding your shit.
Yeah.
But it's pretendo. And my thing is, it's like, why? It's like, what's really gonna make your waist trainer waist skinny? Work the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what it is. Don't eat shitty food and work out more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty what.
But
like,
since you have a package from Amazon coming tomorrow,
It's
you want to
exciting.
see the same results
yeah,
tomorrow.
but they're exactly, and it's
That's-
fake, and then
it's not
even,
their fault. It's just what we're being thrown at. You know?
It's not that it's not their fault, because you can choose to think differently. People choose not to think
It's hard.
differently. I know.
It's very
I know.
hard.
I'm there with you.
How old are you now?
I'm 37.
37. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I'm there. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of where you were, I guess,
Yeah.
of like analyzing like my shit.
And you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
But,
I'm
yeah.
just like, whoa. Like I did a lot of shit.
That's
I'm
like going
why
back-
did I do that?
Going back into your library and checking out that book. That's what
Yeah,
you're doing right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is checking myself and reading my book. And then what's scarier is trying to read my book to other people that I care about, or telling people.
Don't even do that.
No, but no, I'm not telling people
No,
my
yeah,
story.
oh.
I'm just saying like reasons that maybe things weren't working with other people, and I feel like the honesty has severed people from me because they couldn't handle
Yeah.
the realities of like shit.
Because everything's a filter.
And they don't want to take the filter off.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wanting to take the filter off, like, hey, I want to be real with you. And it's like, nah, they can't. They gotta like,
It's crazy.
they gotta fucking be in the haze.
Times are crazy. Times have always been crazy.
Always.
Times have
we
always
just have
been
more
crazy.
videos now.
Yeah, right?
My mom says that all the time. She says the world isn't worse. There's just more cameras now. People are watching this shit. Like,
and if we know that, right?
Yeah.
If we know 10 years from now it's gonna be the same shit.
It is the same shit.
Maybe a different smell.
yeah,
Right?
that's it.
So why not just say, you know what? Surrender
Yes.
and then start focusing on yourself. But that's what we're scared of because we're taught not to surrender and go.
And fight,
Fight,
and work,
go,
work,
go,
and
go.
grind
Yeah.
for all this shit that we
Surrender.
don't need.
What, you're a pussy.
Yeah,
You're like,
totally.
oh shit, no. You know what?
Yeah, no, I gotta look good, and I gotta be perfect, and I gotta be with
It's
my
about surrendering.
Snapchat filter.
It's about
and,
surrendering all that shit.
Yeah.
And then really, yeah.
oh my
Put
gosh.
up the flag, the white flag. I give
Yeah,
up.
and just
Yeah.
surrender.
Give up and surrender, and you'll see how things will start changing. Damn. Yeah. Everything just come into place. Yeah. And I'm loving every minute of my life right now. Every minute. Yeah.
So am I.
It's crazy. Yeah. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm good. I feel.
I'm glad.
This
No,
is,
but that's why I wanted to come. You know, because I know I'm gonna talk to somebody that's
well, no, me,
you know,
but you're
yeah.
gonna, brothers listening, and I think there's stuff that people are taking from this, and hopefully, something that you and I say triggers a change in someone else's life. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You've affected me,
Yeah.
and so I feel very
Yeah.
grateful for
If
it.
it doesn't or not, I'm still peaceful. You
Yes,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you just surrendered.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
and there's nothing else you can do about it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks, Rick.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So this is amazing. Thank you, Rick.
Cool.
So
You're
does anyone find you on Handle? Do you want to do a plug on anything?
Just Instagram, RicRoks _tattoos. It's spelled RICROKS _tattoos. Then I have my personal tattoo page at Tattoos by Rick, all one word. So, but no K in Rick.
So thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
And I hope you guys visit RicRoks. It's an amazing spot. And this is Lonnie from First Among Equals, Boy Genius, Danny. And thank you again, Rick.
Cool, you're welcome.
And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.